This Saturday afternoon. Want to kind of give you a little bit of an update on Hurricane Ian. Of course, the storm came into the Carolinas yesterday, and right now, while the storm has faded away, a lot of our friends and neighbors still cleaning up the damage. You might be seeing this as you're driving around town today, and a lot of people are still in the dark. At last check, there are about 160,000 across North Carolina still without power, and even places like Guilford County, about 35,000 still in the dark. So if you have the lights on, count your blessings. That's a good thing for today. This, of course, has been the storm over the last 3 days, so I thought it might be helpful to kind of loop back and see where it's been and how it's traveled. Of course, yesterday it came ashore in the Carolinas and moved right through here with all the rainfall, but especially the wind. Several days ago, though, before it got into our area, it really started down in the Caribbean and the Gulf of Mexico. It first came in over Cuba. We've seen all the news coverage. That's right in this area of Florida. They call it Southwest Florida, but specifically Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Sanibel Island. That really got destroyed in a big way. And then it moved up toward Cape Canaveral, moved back over water. So the unusual thing here is this storm Ian has had 3 landfalls, one in South Carolina near Georgetown, one in South Florida, and another in Cuba. And of course, as I said, it's kind of fizzled out at this point, but still, the storm, what's left of it, is kind of sitting over our area. We're not finding much from it. It's not dangerous anymore. It's just cloudy and some sprinkles are around, but this is the center of what's left of Ian. It's no longer a tropical system. Winds are weak, as we know. It's not even windy outside here in our area, and it's really not a big deal. But we have the clouds and we have the drizzle, which honestly, you might be looking at your weather app today and say, wait a second, it's raining. It's not showing that much. What we have here is shallow drizzle. So sometimes the radar beam, as it goes up into the sky, several thousand feet above our heads, and it can't really pick it up. So you're not seeing much showing up, even though you know it's wet. And it is cloudy and damp. This is a live view over Winston-Salem right now. You can see everything looking pretty normal. It's chilly though. Temperatures are in the upper 50s as they were yesterday, so it's actually been a while since we've been above that 60-degree mark, and that cool fall feel is the case in Burlington as well, but you're noticing those gray skies holding steady. The wind only 6 miles per hour over there in Burlington. It's actually calm at this moment in High Point, and the live look does show the cloud cover. I did want to take a second to mention this. Take a look. I'll step out of the way so you can get a better view. This is actually a live shot of the Greensboro Science Center. You know where it is. It's right by the park on Lawndale Drive, pretty close to Battleground and Country Park as well. This is the hippo exhibit, part of their outdoor zoo, and we have a live camera there. What you're seeing is, of course, the enclosure here in the foreground, but this is one of those walkways where if it were normal times, you would be able to walk and look at the animals. Well, of course, this huge pine tree appears to have come down sometime yesterday. We just noticed it, but clearly this is a closed exhibit right now. They say they need some time to clean things up in the outdoor zoo area, and so today just the indoor stuff has been open over there at the Science Center. Winds are not a problem though, so if you have to clean up stuff in the yard, you don't really need to be worried about things falling down or branches kind of toppling over. You're in good shape, but you can see the swirl. This is pretty interesting. That is still the swirl from the hurricane, which is long gone, but that's that swirling motion from the low pressure area. We have winds out of the north over here and out of the south over there. That's that system. Big wind gusts yesterday. You heard it throughout most of the night. The wind would not let up. Here are the highest wind gusts that we saw. And before the storm, we were talking about 35 to 50 mile per hour gusts. That's what we had. 45 to 50 in most of our triad cities. In fact, PTI had the highest gusts that I could find in central North Carolina from yesterday. Rain totals, though, this is kind of the big thing that was maybe a surprise with the system. We got the we got the wind, but the rain was a lot less than we initially thought. You see right here, rain totals from yesterday, only about 1 inch to 2 inches. Burlington got more, Raleigh got more, but most of us got a little bit of dry air in there that helped the totals to stay low. Now for today, we've still picked up an additional ½ inch. So overall, it was about 2 to 3 inches for many of us, but nothing that creates flooding problems, and we haven't seen any flooding in our part of the state. It's been chilly, that's for sure. We have one of these cool air wedges that is stuck in our part of the state. So it's chilly here. It's 48 degrees in Boone today as they are trying to kind of get ready to play a football game up there at State. It's going to be one of those cold days on the mountain. Very nice at the beaches. They got hit so hard yesterday, but the weather is clearing up. They actually have sunshine and it's in the mid and upper 70s. So where do we go from here? That low pressure area is still overhead. And notice cloud cover will be with us for tomorrow. We'll have some scattered showers. I think the rain chance for tomorrow is actually higher than it was for today. So do plan to keep the rain gear close by. When do we see the sun again? It might not be until Monday afternoon, but I would say even Tuesday. Monday is still going to be mostly cloudy and pretty cool across our area, so you want to plan on a few more gray days. This is an hour by hour of Sunday, 50s with scattered showers and staying gray and damp. We'll see on Monday slow improvement, and then by Tuesday things do look to get quite a bit better. 7-day forecast looks like this. On again, off again showers are likely for Sunday, a little less likely for Monday though. I think it's mainly dry there, and then some nice weather returns. By Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we do have pretty nice sunshine with temperatures in the 60s and into the 70s. So we're in good shape there. A lot of pictures though of storm cleanup have been coming into the newsroom. Ben Briscoe's been on top of it. We're going to look at social media. It seems like we're having an issue with Ben's mic there. No worries. We're going to talk a little bit more about Hurricane Ian, and if we can get back to him, we will. Hurricane Ian, of course, did make landfall in South Carolina yesterday. Some of the official stats on this system, it was at a Category 1 strength with 85 mile-per-hour winds. That was around 205. And if you're not so sure where Georgetown is, it's right here in between Myrtle and Charleston. That's where they got hit really hard. We got Ben back here. We're going to toss it back over to him.
Sorry, technical problems there. I was going to say, before we get to the social media pictures, we do want to look right here at the roads because there are some issues with the roads still left over from the storm. You can always find out on drivenc.gov before you go somewhere what's open, what's not. Here in Guilford County, there are some big exclamation marks, like right here at NC 62. This is near the Coltrane Mill Road. That's west of Pleasant Garden. Both directions have an issue there. The reason they say is because it's due to a downed tree in utility lines. That is something we're seeing a lot of across the Triad right now. And look at this. NCDOT Rural Piedmont saying this large tree fell down on Dunlap Road in between US 52 and Pinkston River Road. They are all over it right now trying to clear these trees, but it's going to take time to get to all of them. As a matter of fact, the city of Greensboro said yesterday, as of last night, they had more than 200 reports of downed trees just in the city of Greensboro. So this is what a lot of people woke up to today, seeing roads covered, not necessarily a big tree in the road, but lots of little branches, stuff you don't want to drive over. It looked like Mother Nature really took a beating out there. Some people had a little worse damage, like this tree out in Mebane. A 100-year-old tree fell down into a house. We talked with the woman and the family that lived there last night. It's very sad for them, but they said that at this point they just want to get it cleaned up and assess the damage from there. We also have problems with trees falling, causing issues with the power lines. If we can take this one full so you can really see it. Look, out in Randleman, those power lines are sparking. They are on fire. Yeah, that's part of the reason that a lot of people, thousands of people across the Triad, are still without power tonight. But Duke Energy says they are working as hard as they can. They have 10,000 plus workforce out there right now trying to restore power across the Carolinas. But as of an hour ago, more than 500,000 people still without power in the Carolinas. And that debris is causing a lot of damage and delays on other things too, like Amtrak. This guy says that his train is more than an hour late because they have to keep stopping to clear the tracks because of all the debris that fell. I do want to show you life is starting to get back to normal in some places. Down in Charlotte, the Charlotte Football Club game, it went on today. They said, just bring a jacket. There's a little light rain, but other than that, we should be fine. And down in Florida, where things are the worst from this storm, the Waffle Houses are back open. Take a look. Governor DeSantis down there serving at the Waffle House as it reopened today. Not only that, Busch Gardens in Tampa Bay is even back open. So the storm It has done its damage. We have pretty much lucked out here in the Trident. Could have been a lot worse, but we're going to continue to monitor this as the cleanup happens, and hopefully people get their power back on. You can always get the latest on WFMYnews2.com.